Last diagram, number 6, short one, but it's tricky. So I think I know what your problem is today. This is tough. So when I read this, I can see where a noun clause would be. Starts off with the word what, and it says what your problem is today. It's great. So this must be some kind of noun in the sentence. So I'm going to label him as a noun. I don't like using him. Noun. Well, I got to say, okay, then what do I have in front of it then? Well, I think I know. And then I have this noun. There's something weird about this structure, I think I know. Think about it logically. You have a subject and a verb, I think. And all of a sudden you have another subject and verb, I know. Wait a minute. You can't have a subject and a verb and a subject and a verb without something gluing it together. You can say I think and I know. You can say I think but I know. But you can't simply say I think I know. There's got to be some way in English language to glue a subject and verb together. And so this has a subject and verb, problem is, but the glue is the word what. And so I have to have a glue between these two words. And that's part of the clue. Let's take a look at this one. So can you see that in between here, you've cut out the word that? Remember, with an expletive, it doesn't have to really be there. So what if you cut it out? What if your sentence really says, I think that I know what your problem is today? So now the word that is actually starting a second noun clause, that I know. So your main sentence is, I think, and then I go into this noun clause. So I have a noun, and I have another noun. Let's go through this one together. This one seems sometimes to trip people up a little bit. So my main sentence is, I think. So far, so good. I haven't lost any patience yet. What do you think? Direct object. Just kind of go logically. I think what? I know. So here's my direct object. I think what? I know. It's got a verb know. It's got the word I, and it has an imaginary word that. So the word that is sitting here. You have a couple choices. You can leave it blank and not put anything there. You can put the word that in parentheses. You can also put an X there to let me know that the word that is missing. I like that. I think it's cool. So I think what? That I know. And what do you know? I know what your problem is today. This noun clause is the direct object of the verb think. This noun clause is the direct object of the verb know. So now this verb know also has a direct object. I think what? That I know. And you're basically saying, I know. What do you know? What your problem is today. Start off with that verb is. My subject is problem. It's your problem. Here's this word, what? Because your problem isn't today. Your problem is when? Today. But what is your problem? Your problem is what? Remember, the word what has to be a noun. And so when I rearrange the sentence, I'm saying your problem today is what? And so therefore, the what follows naturally this to be verb, which should follow with an adjective or a noun. So that makes a lot of sense. So now what we have is we have a noun clause off of another noun clause. The first one had an imaginary or an expletive that, which is cut out. Second one had the interrogative that. This is kind of the ultimate because it kind of combines both. Pretty cool sentence.